Me, you should be able to hear me now. Am I coming through? I had some technical difficulties in getting started, and I have a blank screen up there on the right, but I'm going to show just my screen here in just a minute and see if everything works out okay. So doing a sound check right now. Is my sound okay? Pam, Diana, can y'all hear me? Karen? I'll wait until I get a response. Craziness. I thought I had everything set up, and wouldn't you know? Okay, so let me see. Can y'all hear me okay? Okay, let me. Now, sound is good. Okay, I switched it up. It's kind of crazy, but here I am, and I think it's going to be okay. So welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the replay. This has been a fun Christmas in July week, and we're continuing it tonight with my little online card class. And I have the information on the screen as to how you can get these card kits sent to you with your minimum $40 order before shipping and tax by Monday, July 24th. And I hope to get all these kits out by next Friday. So we'll see how my supply is going, and we'll get going with that. Okay, so I'm going to put myself just on the desktop, and here are the 3 cards. And so I am going to pull that off, and we're going to get started with the first card. Now, for these cards, I decided to go pretty classic. I've got, you know, with Stampin' Up! In our colors, we have so many different options for a traditional looking Christmas card. And so by traditional, I mean the normal red, green, and white. Hi, Mona. Thank you so much. Glad you're here. And so anyway, this particular card uses Shaded Spruce and Sweet Sorbet, okay, and then the white. And for these cards, I am using the sentiments from Ringed with Nature, and I'm also using some of the stamps. But if you qualify and get these kits sent to you, you can use whatever stamp set you have that will fit the die cuts or the punches to finish your cards, okay? So for this one, I used this Merry Medley 3D embossing folder, which I absolutely love. I love it for the holidays. It can be used any time of the year, which is, I believe, why Stampin' Up! Has it in the annual catalog. Just because it's not specifically Christmas. If you know a musician or someone in choir, this would make a great background, embossed background for those types of cards. So on this particular one, let me show you what's included in the card kit. Got your envelope here, and you have your card base that's 5.5 by 8.5, and it is in Shaded Spruce. Okay, and then I have the layer, which is already embossed with the Merry Medley embossing folder, and that is going to go over top just like that. And I don't want to put it upside down like I did the other day. So I can go ahead and put this on because we're going to be building up from this layer. Okay, so I'm turning around and putting the adhesive on the debossed side. You see how the notes are going inward here, and this is the embossed side where they're coming out. Now, really, you could use either side, okay? But I'm going to use the embossed side facing up. Put some glue on, and I like to use liquid glue with my embossed pieces with embossing folders. And we're going to put that on just like that, okay? Now I'm going to get a scrap piece of paper because I'm going to do some stamping. I just turned my light off. There we go. Okay, so this underneath here. And also in the kit, you have this 2 3/8 inch punched circle, okay? And so we're going to do some stamping on that. There is a 1/4 inch by 4 piece of the Shaded Spruce. and then this is about 1x4 of the sweet sorbet, which is a really pretty red and can be used for the holidays too. Okay, and then this will be used for the inside, and we're going to do a little stamping on that in just a bit. So let me get started with this. I'm using this poinsettia from the Ringed with Nature set, and I'm going to use my sweet sorbet. So how's everybody doing this evening? Boy, it's a hot one here. We are supposed to get some rain in the morning and cooler temperatures. Diana, did you see that? And Karen, I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so what I'm doing here, let me switch gears for a minute. I think I want to put the sentiment on first so that I know how much room I have for my poinsettias. So here, I forgot to mount my little sentiments here, so let's get going with that. So I'm going to need this Merry Christmas in a bit. And I love the photopolymer. Gotta love the photopolymer. Yes, it's going to be so nice. I mean, it'll be short-lived, I'm sure, but it will be nice to have a little bit of relief. And let's see, I think I'm going to use my, where's my, I turned it off again. Here it is, on that. Okay, so that looks like, I'm adjusting my light a little bit, y'all. Okay, that's better. Okay. So now I'm going to do this, and I'm going to stamp that Love and Warmth in Shaded Spruce. So when you're doing just partial stamping of an image around something, and you want to do what your highlight is first so that you know how much room you have for the rest of it. Wind and rain, early afternoon. Oh, good, Pam. What's your temperature there, Pam? Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go in the center here. And when you're stamping with photopolymer, since there's not the cushioning like we have on our cling mount stamps, you know, the red rubber, it's good to have like a pad of paper or a foam mat underneath it to get a good stamp, good image. Okay, I'm going to set that aside, and now I'm going to get my sweet sorbet and the poinsettia again. So, and I'm just going to randomly stamp. And look what I did. Do y'all know what I did? I stamped it the back side, which, you know, you can do sometimes too. You can use the back side of a photopolymer stamp to get like a really solid image, but I want the lines and everything. So let me fix that. Okay. All right, let's try this again. So I'm going to flip it over. That's why we have two sides, right? Love and Warmth. Yeah, Karen, I can't wait for some coolness. Jackie was going to do some work. Jackie's my husband. He was going to do some work outside earlier today, and it was humid. And I did my walk this morning. I walk around my porch because it's a pretty sizable porch. And that's not exactly how I wanted that. So let me, I think I'm going to come over here. Okay, I like that. I think I might do a little bit right here too. Anyway, I was walking, and it was, oh, okay, good, Pam. It was so humid. Oh my goodness. It felt like Southeast Texas humid. And he was going to do some work outside, and he said, I think I'm going to wait till tomorrow. So, oh my goodness, yes. And so he's going to work outside tomorrow, doing some work on the logs. We have to wash them and put a top coat on them every 2 years so they won't fade. Okay, I'm going to stamp the little leaf now just to give it some color. So I'm going to come in like that. And this is like every card you make like this will be different or can look different, and it's fine. So, you know, my hope with sharing these ideas with you is that you get some ideas for Christmas cards that you can start pronto, because it's nice to have them done. Okay, so I'm liking that. And so let me move this out of the way for now. We'll use it for the inside. So there we have that now. And so when I went to make this, you know, I thought, do I die cut a circle to go around that? Hey, Carol, thanks for tuning in. And I thought, no, I want to do like a little banner. So I liked that sweet sorbet behind it, and I was going to do this, and I thought I need another pop of color, so that's where this 1/4 inch piece of shaded spruce comes in, right? But I wanted to jazz this up a little bit, and so I am going to just cut a little banner in. So I'm going to cut up about a 1/2 inch or so, a little over 1/4, probably 3/8. I don't know, y'all, I don't measure it. You know, just get a little banner cut. But this is the easy way to do it, is to cut up the center with your snips and then go from the corner to the center. And bam. I don't have a punch for that, so I like to use my snips. Let me get these little pieces out of here. So I will say, in your kits, it will not have any gems in this one. I just couldn't get enough of what I wanted, and so you can use rhinestones, you can use pearls, or anything that you have that will coordinate. Anything sparkly, even the clear rhinestones will look pretty. And then if you have your Stampin' Blends in coordinating colors, you can also color them, which I love that. Okay, so this is going to go across, and it goes like from side to side of the Merry Medley, okay? And so press that down, and then we're going to put this, there's that boo-boo on the back, and put that there. So see, it's a simple design, but so easy to duplicate. And you can get started now on your cards. So where's this? So I'm using the festive pearls. You can use whatever you have, or you can leave it as is. Okay? Doesn't have to have anything. I'm using some of these gold. I'm going to use 5 on this one. Okay, so there's the outside. So for the inside, I'm going to do some more stamping. And so let me get my foam mat again. And I'm going to stamp Merry Christmas in shaded spruce. So I am really excited about when the holiday catalog comes out. It's not really called officially, it's called the September to December Mini. So if you are wanting a catalog, I'll be ordering those this month. So you need to let me know. There's some Merry Christmas. Then I'm going to stamp another poinsettia on the inside. What I'm thankful for is that Stampin' Up! Does have some sets in the annual, so we can go ahead and get started on some of our holiday things, right? Okay, and I'm going to take this little guy, the leaf. I'm going to go right here. So that'll do for the inside, right? And always stamp before you glue it in. Ask me how I know. It's like when you build up your layers, if there's any stamping involved, you want to wait to glue it on the front of your card too. Okay, there is our first card. Okay, so just a super simple design and beautiful Christmas colors. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm cleaning my stamps, y'all, before I put them in something that is going to mess it up. So there we go. All right, ready for the next one? Let's get going. Okay. So next we have this card with a white base. Okay, so this die is this dots and spots that carried over. And it is, so I love dotted cards anyway. Oh, thank you, Pam. And so what I did is I just die cut a piece of real red, and that is our front layer. Okay, so I love the white showing through, and this is also one of my favorite designs for Christmas cards, with just a beautiful piece of either designer paper in the background or something like this that's die cut, that's just a pretty offset for whatever your sentiment is, and then the sentiment going across the front, and then I just have a simple stamped image on the inside. So let's get going with this one. All right. So for the card base, I have thick basic white, and it's cut 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. Okay. Then I have this piece of real red, and what I did when I cut this, I try to cut it to where the die can be placed where the circles aren't cut in half on the edges. Does that make sense? And so this is about 3 7/8 inches wide. Okay. And so that is going to go on the front. Look how pretty that is. Okay. And so when you do that, you're going to have a little bit wider of a border on the side than the top and bottom, but I think that's totally fine. And so let's go ahead and put that on, and then we'll do some stamping. So I'd like to just put little dots here and there, especially along the top and the sides, and maybe a few in the middle. What you don't want to do is put too much and it comes squishing out between the little dots and spots. So I'm putting a few here. Okay, let's go ahead and put that on the front. All right. Okay. All right, so that's ready. Let's set that aside. And now I have a piece of garden green, a piece of basic white, and it's cut 4 by 1, and this is cut 4 by 1 1/4. And then I have about a 4-inch piece of this garden green ribbon that comes in that double pack. You know, this one. Love it. And this is for the inside, so we'll deal with that in a minute. So let me get my little pad back in here. Don't want to lose that. I can put my sorbet up. And I need red and garden green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp Merry Christmas in real red. Now I have the little flourish with the leaves below my sentiment. So I want to stamp the Merry Christmas a little more to the top instead of right in the center. Okay? And leave some room for a little bit of embellishing down there with some more stamps. So here we go with Merry Christmas. Let me test it. Good. Okay, so I'm going to come up a little higher. I'm going to center it side to side, but come up more toward the top here. And that's going to leave me some room to stamp down here. Okay, and so now what I do is I've got, in that stamp set, you've got these little dots, okay? And so we're going to do that, and we're going to stamp it about in the center. So I'm kind of eyeballing it here, and I think that's going to be good. And then we have this little leaf stamp, okay? And I'm going to use garden green to stamp those. Okay, so let me test it. Good. Okay, so I go like this on this side, right next to those dots, and then I'm just going to turn it upside down, and it looks just fine going on this other side. Okay? All right, so now, and if you wanted to, you could come more, bring the leaves or more close to the little dots, but I liked it like that, so I went with it. Okay, I don't know why I'm trying to close this. All right, so this is just going to be glued center of that garden green. And let's put that there. All right. So now let's go ahead and put that on the front. I think that's dry. So I'm just coming up about an inch from the bottom. You see how striking that is? So simple, but that red dotted background, red and white dotted, dots and spots, I guess I should say. All right, we're going to come and we're going to put that, and it overhangs that red a tad, okay, because this is cut 3 7/8. All right, so there we go with that. And then I'm going to take this little piece of garden green. I'm going to tie that in a knot. Simple, simple. I'm going to cut it a little bit. With my ribbon scissors. And then use a glue dot to stick it on the front of the card. Okay, so there's that. Let's do the inside now. Here's my basic white, and on this I'm just going to do the little dots and the leaves again, just like I did on the front. And if you wanted to, you could always stamp a sentiment on the inside. I'm just leaving this. You can stamp it however you want to. This time I'm going to get a little closer just to see. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Okay. And here. Okay. So let me see. I'm going to close this. Get it out of the way. And this is going to go on the inside. Okay, so let's talk about the inside of this one. You know, it's white, and you could stamp and just write on that, and that's fine. To me, this just kicks it up a notch if you add another layer on the inside, okay? It's not necessary, but another reason that I do this is that when I stamp, if I mess up, it's not on the card itself. Okay, so it's on this, and I can always flip it over, get another piece if I don't like it or if I make a mistake. Okay, all right, there's our second card, and we're going to get to our last one. All right, let me see, get that out of the way. And this next one, I decided to use Pretty Peacock as the background with red. Okay, and so let me make sure I have all my stamps and inks that I need and show you the little kit. Okay, so this one, we have the envelope, and we have our pretty peacock card base, cut 5.5 by 8.5. I have some of that gingham paper that comes in 6x6 stack. This is cut, I think it's 2 by 5.25. And then I have a basic white piece that is cut 2 by 5.25. And it is embossed with this flowers embossing folder. Now this one comes in a set of 3. And I believe these are online exclusives, and I think they're available. It comes 3, and they are they're called Basics Embossing Folders. And this one is kind of like a hashtag or, little crosshatch. This one is dots. We love dots, right? And then the floral. Okay, so this is the one I used. And have those 2 pieces there. A piece of basic white for the inside that I'll set aside for now. A strip that's going to be a border. This is a 1/2-inch strip of real red. You will get a piece of basic white like this to stamp and cut your poinsettia out. One of the, what is this called? The bow stamp punch. This one. I love it. This one. Punch piece of pretty peacock for the leaves. This is a 1/2-inch strip for the sentiment, and then 2 punch circles, a 2-inch and 2 3/8 inch. Okay, so let me get all of this together, and we're going to assemble the front first. We can build up our layer because we have everything we need here. So you've got these 2 pieces. This is the top, or you could switch it if you want, and this is the bottom. So those are pretty much going to butt up next to each other when you glue them on, okay? And you have that 1/8 inch all the way around, okay? So let's go ahead and put those on. So if you follow me on Facebook, you know that Tuesday was our 48th wedding anniversary, 48 years. I cannot believe it's been 48 years. It seems like yesterday, and then it doesn't. Y'all know what I mean? But we went to Branson. Okay, see, I glued both of those, butted up together. We went to Branson, and at Silver Dollar City, they had a concert with a group that does ABBA songs. And if you are, you're anywhere close to my age, you probably know who ABBA is. They sing Waterloo and Take a Chance on Me, and anyway, they sound just like them. Okay, this is the 1/2-inch strip, and we're putting that on as the border between both. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to wait before I put these on and this until I get my other stamping done. So anyway, we did that, and it was fun. It was hot though. It was hot. Humid, I should say humid, because we were sitting on a porch watching. And okay, I'm stamping the poinsettia in real red on this piece of basic white, and now I'm going to fussy cut it out. So we watched the concert, and they had a great fireworks show at the end, which we've been to Disney, we've seen that, and it was very close. It was pretty spectacular. They had music playing while it was on. It was pretty good. And then yesterday we went to the Sight and Sound Theater to see the story, the biblical story of Queen Esther. It was amazing. And we have seen at least probably about 5 of the Sight and Sound productions. This one is my favorite. So if you get the chance, go. And if you're ever anywhere near Southwest Missouri or in Branson, you need to call me so maybe we could meet. I would love that. All right, here we go. Just going around, leaving a little thin piece of white around so that I don't cut into the poinsettia itself. All right, let's do this. All right, there's that. And now let's get the rest of our card here. So let me show you my thinking here. I did these two circles with the red coming down, like not centered, but like this. But you can center it if you want to. I just wanted it to be a little more this way because I was going to put the poinsettia right there, and I wanted some of the pretty peacock to be behind it. And then this is going to go behind the here and like this. Okay, so what you do is you look at your card, place it like this before you glue, okay? And then I'm going to pick this up because I know that's about how I want it. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this on the back. And then if you have to trim some of the stem off, you can do it at this point, okay? It looks like mine is not going to show. Okay, so I'm holding it like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue these two together. So let's put some glue on the back of the red circle. And again, I want it off center, almost to the edge of the pretty peacock down here, lower right. And then like this, like so. Okay, so that the peacock is over the white and it stands out. And then you have some of the peacock behind the poinsettia. Okay, so let me go ahead and glue this on. Hold the phone. We want to go ahead and glue the circles on first, or do this. This is what we want to do, Lisa. Okay, so put it like that. You want some space down here because the sentiment is going to be here, okay? And then let's go ahead and put some glue. I'll worry about the top of that leaf in a minute. So I know this, and then I'm going to check it again. So, and that tells you where to place the circle too, okay? So now, glue behind the circle. So go ahead and build up this, except for your sentiment, so that you know how far you can leave your leaf going outward, if that makes any sense. Okay? Y'all sure are quiet. I know I'm jabbering. All right, here we go. Here we go. So now we've got that. Okay? So now we have this strip. And I'm going to stamp Merry Christmas in red. Let's ink that up. Stamp it in the center here. And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be exact center because you're going to cut it apart. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and cut in half. And so we're separating the two words, okay? And it just kind of changes it up a little bit. And it's super simple to do. So when you're trimming all your basic white pieces, you know, you're cutting your 4 by 5 1/4 to put on a front or on the inside, save those 1/2 inch strips because they come in very handy. So now we're going to do this. Just like that. See? All right. Let's go ahead and put that on. Okay, but can y'all hear me? I see there are people watching, so I know you're there. All right, here we go. So I want this to take up a little bit of this red space over here. And so these are almost even. But it's like every time I do this, it's a little different. Look at this one. See how the poinsettia is farther down? So it doesn't matter. Okay, thanks, Diane. Thank you. It's like, oh, I'm talking to myself. All right. So now on this one, you could leave it like that, or you could color it yellow with the Stampin' Blitz very carefully so you don't smear the red. Or you could put rhinestones or pearls, and I'm going to put 3 of these little here. Like that. All right, now let's do, the inside is super simple. I have this 1/4 inch piece of red. Okay, thanks, Pam. You know, it's like, ooh, maybe I'm just talking to myself. No. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm coming up about a 1/2 inch or so from the bottom, side to side, and it just borders it out. And you could stamp a sentiment on the inside. So let's go ahead and put that on the inside. All right. And there we go. Let me close this before we have an accident there. So there are those cards. Okay. And then we have these 2 dots and spots and the Merry Medley. Okay. So again, if you would like these cards kits sent to you, I thank you so much if you shop with me, and this is a thank you, me sending the kits to you. I appreciate it so much. And if you will use the host code when you order, that helps me too. So I hope you enjoyed this and you will give these designs a try. They're not hard to do. And even if you just take a little bit of the idea and run with it. Okay. So if you have these dots and spots, try that for a background. Okay. And use a simple sentiment. Okay. And thank you. Thank you, Pam. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now, but be sure you tune in on Saturday morning. I'll have a Saturday morning share. I'm going to do some kind of Christmas, okay, kind of extending our Christmas in July week. So tune in. And remember, until next time, just make a card, send the card, and make a difference. Y'all have a great evening. Take care. Bye-bye.